my personal journey, really, I start out as a dyed-in-the-wool environmentalist, and of course, part of your environmental agenda is just to oppose nuclear. You don't even think about it. It's sort of like what comes with the territory. But then after I left the Clinton administration, after I left EPA, I was doing some work, and I started thinking more about nuclear. And as I thought about it, I realized that it wasn't a good position, that opposing nuclear just really didn't make sense, given my position on climate change. Why would I take a source of power, at that point, I guess more than 25% of baseload, offline, and make the climate challenge that much more difficult to address?
And the recognition that nuclear is a source of 60% of the carbon-free generation in the US and 35% of the carbon-free generation in the world is an absolutely critical component, not only to maintaining the kind of reductions we've had in carbon, but if we're going to get toward real meaningful reductions in carbon emissions, we're going to have to deploy more nuclear, and that's a lot of what the discussion is about today.
Obviously, energy is a big part of our lives, of our modern lives, and yet we know so little about it. If you ask people, where do you think your energy comes from? What do you think the source of your energy is? They frequently look at you like, I don't know. And so I think the first thing is to help educate people about their energy. Everyone should know where their energy is coming from. They should know, how it's getting to them, what it's being, how it's being produced. And then I think they can start to be part of an informed conversation. People should vote, and they should vote informed. I think you cannot ever underestimate the power of citizens raising their voices, and you can do that collectively and you can do that individually. So whether it's writing to a member of Congress, taking the time to call their office, joining an organization that shares your point of view, all of that makes a difference.
And so there is no better time than right now to be having these conversations. So don't hesitate, pick up the pen, pick up the phone, send an email, do whatever you're comfortable with doing in making that communication, but don't wait, do it now.
Because we have a moral and ethical obligation to address climate change, and nuclear energy is a part of how we're going to do that in the near term.
It is beneficial for the health, if you look at the statistics in Canada, and it's safe. And it's what we ought to be using more often in a wider scope around the world to fight this most dangerous threat we have, which is climate change.